Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to looking at another Nerf blaster on my channel. My name is Luke Triton and it has been a long time since I've done one of these. Today we are looking at the Trilogy DS-15. This is a pump action shotgun. At long last we're getting something like this in the Elite line. Now in this series it is basically a review, but ultimately to keep a unique spin on this, at the end of the video I would give an opinion on whether this is a blaster to buy or to avoid. So let's go through it. So this is a very different blaster to other ones that I would own. I personally am someone who would go for semi-automatic or fully automatic blasters that are magazine fed and more faster paced, something that has plenty of attachment space as well, like 10 rails and stock and a barrel attachment point. So yeah, that's more my sort of blaster. But seeing something like this, it's nice to be able to have some more fun, be able to slow down and definitely enjoy other models that Nerf has made. So, putting this on my shoulder first of all to be able to demonstrate the pump action of this blaster. But since I've got this in my shoulder, that's definitely a small stock. You can definitely see that this is more catered towards younger viewers, Nerfers I should say. But yeah, this is, you know, for me I hold it about here, but having to do that, it's not uncomfortable, but it's a bit annoying. So here's the pump underneath here. Yeah, that's how you open it up, and I thought that was pretty cool. So that opens for a split second, but it opens up this one once that's all the way back. Your shells are back here. The Trilogy includes 5 of these unique shells. I do not own the Sledgefire, which was an old blaster in the Zombie Strike line. But I do know that it did have shells, but they are completely different in design. So, from what I've seen, they are not compatible with the Trilogy DS-15. I cannot confirm that because I don't have that blaster, but basically everyone is saying that, so, you know, take it as your own. The shell is inserted from the top, but if I take that back out, I need to actually be a bit more specific. So yes, you put that in there, but one of these 3 notches has to be faced down as it goes in. That's how it comfortably sits in. So if I show you there, as good as I can because lighting is obviously bad, you can see you got the 2 tubes there, and the third one is in the center at the bottom. That is how you know it is sitting properly. Bump forward, and then, that's so cool. And this is the best thing, because you have shells, you need shell ejection. And there it goes, yes. Now then, whilst that's all fun, it is a single fire, and after each shot you must load in a brand new shell every time. One shell, just to show you again because we got 5, holds 3 darts, 1 per tube. And upon pulling the trigger, it fires all 3 at the same time. If you only load 1 dart into the shell instead of 3, and you go to load it and pump it forward and pull the trigger, it will only fire that 1 dart because only 1 was loaded. So that's, you know, pretty fair enough. I mean, nothing really too complicated about this. I do have one problem though, just to pull that, here we go. I've had a number of instances where I go to pull the pump handle backwards and it wouldn't be all the way to the rear. There were times where I would go to push it forward straight away, but I'd have to pull it all the way back even further to get that reassuring click noise that it's completely primed. So let me try and get that for you now. Something like that. So yeah, about there, just making sure I can feel it. So there we go. That's the sound you're looking for to let you know the blaster is completely primed. Allowing you to put in your next shell, of course 1 tube facing down, and then having fun. There have also been indications, well, call it whatever you want. I've been using that word a lot lately. There have also been times where the shells haven't been ejecting properly. So just holding it upright should, there we go, eject it. So if I can try and show you inside as well, I'll give you an idea of what the action looks like. So anyway, there we go. You can see some moving parts there. You saw just in that little section in particular of one panel coming outwards to forcefully push that shell out of the way. But if I actually grab this empty one because it's nearby, I don't want to fire off any more darts than I need to. If I were to hold it this way, for example, the shell obviously didn't eject. The shell comes out of this door, which only ever works if you're holding it sideways. And because I was holding it this way up, there's not enough power for that shell to be ejected. Compared to past Busby blasters from the past, I can definitely remember owning a double barrel shotgun with those single dart shells. Really fun blaster. And no matter what angle I was pointing the blaster at, every time I opened it, those shells were pinging outwards. Because the springs and the release for that was really strong. But something like this, even if I hold it at an angle, I wonder if this will work. I haven't tested this angle yet. No, doesn't seem like that works either. So it seems if you're going to release a shell, you need to have it proper square on. Which is a bit of a shame because... Hang on. There we go, I don't want to break my springs. That is a bit of a shame because for a blast like this to have shell ejection, Nerf should have something more stronger than this. Obviously, Nerf understands all the legal reasons as to why they can't have things too powerful within their blasters. Because, you know, if a kid hurts themselves, they're going to blame Nerf and legal problems will rise. But, I mean, come on, just incorporate a stronger spring. Come on, it's not going to kill anyone. It really won't. It's only a Nerf blaster, not a real gun, goodness. So let me just... There we go, get that shell out for the sake of getting it out. Also, on the blaster, there is one tactical rail. Only one, which is a shame. And that is basically for your sight. I mean, you're not going to really put anything up. Well, I say that. You could put a torch or even a laser to help your point because the barrel... Well, not the barrel. Kind of... Yeah, the barrel, I suppose, yeah. The whole thing is massive. Obviously, there's no barrel attachment nozzle there because it's huge. I would have loved to see, though, somebody in the future attempt like a massive barrel attachment, like longer, sort of. That would be so cool. Somebody get on that. I don't have the tools to be able to do that, but I would love to see a modification like that in the future. But yeah, it's understandable as to why there's nothing on the front. On the top, obviously. But on the side, this side in particular, is completely flat. The shell, oh my god, my brain. A rail could definitely go on the side there. There's definitely the space for it. I don't mind that extra bit of chunkiness just to put a rail on the side there. But you take a blaster like the Strife, for example, that definitely has the chunkiness. But given the size of that blaster, there's no side rails. But something like this, they absolutely could put a rail on this side. Obviously not this side because of the shell ejection, I get that. So what attachment would go on the side? Well, again, you could put something like a torch or a light. Or the new, what would they call it? There's like a shell kit, something like that. But basically, Nerf released an attachment that holds 3 of these and comes with 3 of these shells. Sadly, it's not available in the UK, so I can't show you. It's probably not going to come to the UK for another year or 2, maybe. As of the time of recording this video, the Nerf Modulus Long Strike has just been available on Amazon.co.uk. So technically, I could get myself a Modulus Long Strike, but that was released over a year ago. So given how some releases are not brought over to the UK, it's a bit annoying, but that is definitely an attachment I will be getting in the future, so long as I still have this blaster. So to the blaster itself then, is this a blaster worth buying? It is a very unique blaster. It does have a few problems, but I would definitely say this is a blaster worth buying. It is a very unique blaster. Not something very competitive, obviously in comparison to Strifes, people running rapid strikes. It's not going to do too well in a big old Nerf war, but if you're playing a house game and you whack one of these out, you're firing 3 darts, you're going to scare your opponent. It's a fun blaster. Shell ejection is something that people have been wanting for a long time now. We have it. Maybe not the best, but it's definitely there and it works. You need to make sure you're holding your blaster square for it to work, but nonetheless, it still works. Todd Howard, it just works. Anyway, yes, the Nerf Elite Trilogy DS-15 is different. It's a very unique blaster. I'm looking forward to seeing what Nerf does with something like this in the future. I would love to see something like this incorporated to a magazine-fed blaster. Getting some shells in there. I picture it like a magazine to go there. And the pump would be a little bit more further forward. And as you pump it, each shell comes out. Oh, there's so much you could do with something like this. It's definitely the basis for more powerful and much better Nerf blasters yet to come. So that is my review for the Nerf Trilogy DS-15. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all ever so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.